Konnichiwa. Hello, everyone. Today we're going to learn about how to use adverbs in Japanese. So, just to refresh your memory, an adverb is a word that modifies a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. Some examples. If we say he swims well, well is an adverb and it modifies the verb swims. If we say that dog is very small, very is an adverb. It modifies the adjective small. And if we say you judged her too harshly, too is an adverb modifying the adverb harshly, which is an adverb modifying the verb judged. Here are a few Japanese adverbs that it's useful to know. We've got chotto, slightly or a bit, itsumo, always, kyū suddenly, taite, usually, yoku, often, tokidoki, sometimes, zenzen, never, zettai ni, definitely, tabun, maybe, mada, still or not yet, mata, again or also, mo, already, moto, more, and yukuri, slowly. Take a little bit of time to look these over, write them down if you need to, or just pause, take a look at them. So, some examples of how to use a few of these. If we said, Mada kimete imasen, that would mean I haven't decided yet. That word, kimeru, means to decide. If I said, zettai ni dame dayo, that would mean that's definitely no good. And that word dame means no good. If I said, boku wa meron pan o zenzen tabenai, that would mean I never eat melon bread. And I just want you to pay attention for a minute there. Now you'll notice zenzen, we introduced that as meaning never, but you'll notice we use the negative form of the verb taberu. We said tabenai. It is appropriate in this situation in Japanese to use a double negative. That's something, if you've taken Spanish class, I believe you might have noticed that in there as well, that there are a lot of times where you use double negatives where it would be grammatically incorrect in English. So just something to keep in mind if you ever want to use this word. And this word, I'm not sure if I introduced it before. It is meron pan, melon bread. Melon bread is a type of dessert bread, kind of a confectionery bread with a melon flavor. It's also kind of shaped like a melon as well. It's pretty good. And if I said, Moto yukuri hashite kureru, that would mean, can you run more slowly? Now, we introduced some adverbs already in Japanese, but there's a technique I want to teach you in regards to adverbs as well. So, first off, you'll probably remember from grammar class. A lot of times in English, you can convert adjectives to adverbs by adding ly. So, for example, real can become really, quick to quickly, truthful becomes truthfully, direct becomes directly. Well, there's actually kind of a similar process in Japanese for converting adjectives into adverbs. So for adjectives, basically you drop the from the end and replace it with ku. So for example, hayai, quick, becomes hayaku, quickly. Yasashi, kind, becomes yasashiku, kindly. Hidoi, harsh, becomes hidoku, harshly. And yoroshi, all right, becomes yoroshiku, well. Now, for na adjectives, the process is a little bit different. Obviously, they don't end in i, so we can't change i to ku. Instead, we drop na from the end and replace it with ni. So, kyu na, sudden, becomes kyu ni, suddenly. Zettai na, definite, becomes zettai ni, definitely. Honto na becomes, or true, becomes honto ni, truly. And jozu na, skillful, becomes jozu ni, skillfully. So if I were to say, honto ni Yuki-chan to deito o shimashita ka? That would mean, did you really go on a date with Yuki? Obviously, I don't believe that you could get a date with Yuki. And I'm sure I don't need to say this. We may have introduced this word already, and it's probably obvious, but deito means date. If I said hayaku kite, that would mean come quickly. And if I said shizuka ni hanashite kudasai, that would mean please speak quietly. And of course, shizuka na means quiet. It's a na adjective. Now, there's something else I want to teach you with the adverb form. This isn't specifically about adverbs, but it does use that same adverbial form. Uh, and to learn how to do this, we're going to need to learn the word naru. Now, naru in Japanese means to become. It has a kanji writing, an accepted kanji writing, but most of the time you see it in the language, it actually is going to be written just with hiragana. And you may have noticed that there have been some words, even though I've been writing the kanji alongside pure hiragana, there have been some words that have kanji writing that I have not written in kanji. It's the same idea here. But yes, because it's usually written purely with hiragana in Japanese, that's how I'm going to show it to you. Now, as I said, naru means to become. Now, if you combine the adverb form of an adjective with naru, what you'll essentially get is a phrase meaning to become and then whatever adjective you converted. So, some examples. If we take osoi, slow or late, and convert that to osoku naru, that would mean to become late. If we took atsui, hot, and changed it to atsuku naru, that would mean to get hot. If we took oki, big, and converted that to okiku naru, that would mean to get big. Tsuyoi, strong, becomes tsuyoku naru, to get strong. Kirei na, pretty or clean, becomes kirei ni naru, to become pretty or clean. And yume na, famous, becomes yume ni naru, to become famous. Now, at this point, I think I should introduce kind of an exception to these rules. That is the word kakkoi, cool or attractive. Now, I believe we've used this word before. Now, this one is a little bit tricky because it's not actually a word just by itself. It's actually a word formed by mashing two different words together. It's actually the word kakko, which means form, figure, or shape, combined with e, good. And for that reason, anytime you want to conjugate it for anything, you actually treat that e at the end as the adjective e, good, which you'll remember, for example, e, if we want to say not good, we don't say ikunai, we say yokunai. So we are going to treat that the same way with kakkoi. So if we wanted to say to become cool or to become attractive, we would say kakko yoku naru. And if we wanted to say not cool or not attractive, we would say kakko yokunai. Now, to avoid confusion, I want to make it clear the word kawaii, which means cute, actually is not treated this way. The E at the end of kawaii is not E as in good. It's actually its own word. So, if I wanted to say to become cute, I would say kawaiku naru. And if I wanted to say not cute, that would be kawaiku nai. So, using what we've learned, if we were to say, Anata no kodomo wa ookiku narimashita, that would mean your children got big. If we said, Tabemono wa samuku natta, that would mean the food got cold. If we said, Zenzen renshu shinakata kara, heta ni nachata, that would mean, because I never practiced, I became unskillful. Notice there, we didn't just say heta ni natta, we said heta ni nachata. We're just using the shimao form there to indicate that our becoming unskillful was unintentional. That new word, renshu, means practice or training. And as it usually is with making suru verbs, renshu suru means to practice or to train. All right, let's use what we've learned today to make some sentences. All right, our first sentence will be, sometimes I eat at that restaurant over there. And this will be in desmas form. Tokidoki ano restoran de tabemasu. Our second sentence, Miko skillfully cooked dinner. Miko-san wa jouzu ni bangohan o ryori shita. Our third sentence is, I want to get strong, and this will be informal. Tsuyoku naritai. And our final sentence, because I was talking to my girlfriend, I became late. And this will be in desmas form. Kanojo to hanashite ita kara osoku narimashita. That will be it for today's lesson. See you next week. Ja, mata.